Okay, so this meditation is bringing awareness to sensations in the body. And like all the meditations, we can do this one sitting, lying, standing, or walking. And if possible, we're going to do this one sitting. It's just quite often the best posture to get the deepest, most focused meditation. So just getting into our preferred sitting position with that nice triangular base between our knees and our bottom, or our feet and our bottom. Nice straight spine, reaching up really nice and tall from this triangular base, as if someone's pulling the hair on the back of our head. Giving the shoulders a nice roll up towards the ears and dropping them down. And seeing if we can really just let the shoulders go, let them drop right down and away. You might find the chest feels like it's starting to open up. Eyes can be closed or a little bit open. Just trying to keep them really soft, not scrunching any of the little muscles around there. Teeth not touching, tongue flat and broad on the roof of the mouth. And the angle of the chin, it's like you've got a soft ball or an orange underneath. You don't want to squash it, and you don't want to let it drop. If possible, breathing in and out through the nose, and breathing down into the stomach, or the lowest part of the body where you can put the breath without feeling like it's too much effort. And just taking a minute to see if there's anywhere we can just relax a little further. The eyes, the jaw, the shoulders. Are we just letting the legs drop right down onto the mat or the block or whatever they're resting on? With our mind as well, as our mind starting to relax. Starting to really be aware of the fact that we're here in this moment. And what we're looking to do in this meditation is just bring our awareness to sensations in the body. So this could be tightness, tension, pulsating, vibration, pain, heat or cold, tingling, numbness, pressure, movement. Now, it really doesn't matter what the sensation is. What we're trying to do is just sit here really nice and relaxed and just let our awareness just move onto any sensation, whatever sensation seems to sort of grab your attention. Just letting your awareness just rest on that sensation. And trying our best just to observe. Not to wonder why it's there or what might happen to it. But seeing how much we can just rest our focus there. And how much of this focus we can bring to just observing. What type of sensation is it? How strong is it? Where exactly is it on the body? And the more relaxed we can be, and the sharper and clearer our mind can be, the more sensations we'll notice. And also the more we'll be able to notice that nothing ever really stays the same here. They move in intensity, they move in position, and they move in type of feeling. So that's all we're trying to do, just keeping as relaxed and alert as we can, and just observing sensations in the body. Now, and what you'll likely find is that your awareness is drawn to different parts of the body and different sensations over time. As one sensation dies down a little and another rises up. And what we're trying to do here is just let our instinct guide us. Seeing if we can just let go of the intellect. Trying not to think, okay, which sensation seems stronger, which one should I go with? Seeing if we can just let that sort of thinking go and just be guided by our instinct. Where does our instinct take our awareness? And you might find that we seem to be resting on one particular area, one particular sensation quite a lot, or we might be moving around quite a lot. And it really doesn't matter. Our job's just to keep as relaxed as we can. And to keep as much of our focus, as much of our attention as we can, just on these sensations in the body. And if at any point you feel like you can't really notice any at all, or your mind's wandering a lot, it can sometimes help just for a little while just to focus on a stronger sensation, a more obvious sensation. So maybe the feeling of the rise and fall of your breath, or the pressure on your legs or your feet from your weight pushing down on the floor. And just resting your awareness as softly and gently as you can on something like that, even if just for a few seconds. And the more relaxed and the more accepting you can be of the situation right in this moment, then the sooner you'll notice other sensations in the body, and you can just bring your focus to them. And there are lots of benefits to this meditation. It can make you feel quite grounded, as if you're really inhabiting the moment, really aware and present. And one Zen master said you can only really reach enlightenment being mindful of your body, the sensations within your body, as opposed to being mindful of things outside. Another benefit is that the body and mind, they reflect each other. You could even say they're sort of the same thing, just manifest in different ways. So any worries or tensions or stresses that you have, any sort of negative thoughts, they'll manifest somewhere on the body as a tightness, a tension, a pain, a tingling, any of these sensations. And if we can just observe these, just look at them, finding that fine line between suppression and reaction. And between suppression and reaction is just this observation. And if we can just look at these things, just feel them, And that creates a separation between us and the thought or the feeling. And the more clearly we can feel this separation, the more we notice that the worry or the tension isn't us. It's something that's risen up and will pass away. And we are something much deeper, something that's always there. And the more we can just observe, then the sooner whatever it is just drifts off. It's like it sort of gets its energy or its strength from the fact that we identify with it and attach to it. So if we remove that feeling by separating from it and just looking at it, then it just drifts off. As Zen Master Obaku said, that which sees suffering is not itself suffering. So as long as we are observing these things, in that moment then we're not that thing, we're something different. And it just happens that it's much easier to do this through observing body sensations than through observing thoughts in the mind. Our mind's just a very complex, complicated thing. And it can be quite hard just to observe things up there without reacting or getting involved. So the more we can just work with this body in this calm, observing sort of way, then the more we'll notice that any of these worries or burdens that we have, they just sort of drift off. And the key to it all is just this relaxed observation. Seeing if you can just explore the sensations with a curiosity. Can you bring a sort of fresh view to it every moment? Staying off autopilot, not just thinking, my shoulder's a bit tight or I've got a pain in my leg, but really seeing if you can look at it clearly. Feel it clearly. Is the intensity of the sensation changing? Is the location changing? And exploring it simply for the curiosity of observation. Having no other thought or not analysing at all, not thinking, okay, if I observe this for long enough then it'll drift off. Seeing if you can just not worry too much about that and just bring your whole focus, your whole attention simply onto observation. Another great benefit of this meditation is that it can allow us to experience directly the constantly changing nature of things. Getting a real feel for this idea that nothing really stays the same. Everything's always changing. And that can help us to see that it doesn't really make sense trying to attach to things or hold on to things. Because everything's just going to change. And that can actually be quite a big source of stress and agitation when we try and keep things as they are, rather than just accepting that everything's going to change. And the more we can just sit here, just in this awareness, in this presence, just observing and accepting all these changes, then the more relaxed and open we can feel. And the more we can just notice things in life happening and just accepting that's how it is in this moment. And soon enough it will change, whether it's a bad thing or a good thing. Just learning to really enjoy the moment, really being in the moment. And that's all there really is. And as this meditation's coming to an end, just finishing softly and gently. So just when you feel ready, having a little wriggle of your fingers, wriggle of your toes, swaying a little from side to side. If your eyes were closed, just opening them back up and coming back into the room. And just seeing if we can keep some of that connection to these sensations in our body as we get on with the next thing.